I'm about to use this pick and I'm going to stick it in the little hole right here in the center cap, and I'm going to pull out and the center cap comes off. Put it in a hole and pull out and it comes off. So what I'm doing is I'm exposing the lug nuts of the car. The first thing you want to do is you want to break all of these screws right here. Alright, once you break all of those screws, you can lift the car up, and that's what I'm doing right now. I broke them all, then I unscrewed them to make sure they were loose enough so that I could just unscrew it easily. And then I lift the car up. Right now I'm jacking it up. So after I jack the car up, I just really finish unscrewing all those because they were basically already screwed out. So that's the first thing. Okay, once you unscrew all of those lug nuts, you can take the tire off. Now that the tire is off, the caliper is exposed. So now I'm going to turn the wheel so the caliper can be exposed more. Turn the wheel towards the right so that you can expose the caliper more. Caliper exposed, I'm now going to use this screwdriver to kind of close it. I'm going to do it slowly. If you can't get in there, this one's too big. I'm going to use this one. A little pressure so it can close, and then I want to get up in here so I can really do it. When you get enough space that you can get in here, you get in there, because now you can really push it slowly. You want to do it slowly, you don't want to do it that fast. You got it? Yeah. My Uncle Bub, he's watching over me and telling me what to do. He's teaching me how to change the brakes. Without him, I could not make this video for you guys. If you live in the Los Angeles area and you ever need vehicle work, my Uncle Bub, he has over 20 years experience working on cars. When you get to about here, you push it in right there, and then the piston goes closer, back closer, and then you're able to get it to go flush and all the way in. See it closing right there, and now it's almost flush all the way. No, that's all the way in. That's all the way in? It's all the way in now. Now I can take those screws back there out. Alright, so you need the extension and then a T45 torque, and you put it in the back. Go under. See where my finger pointing? Okay. A little piece came off. This little piece right here. And there's another cap up there. This one right here. Cap, man. And then it comes off. So that's the one. You need the extension because this was in the way. So if you don't have the extension, this right here, this connector will be in the way. So you got the extension, and now you're gonna have all the space to loosen the bolt. Now I'm gonna use this 3/8 drive ratchet with 2-inch extension and attached 8mm Allen socket. I'm gonna use this to get to these two screws back here. The reason I'm using the extension is because if I don't have the extension, I would not be able to turn the ratchet because there's not enough space. So the extension is needed. Now you get that, you attach it to those two screws, and you unloosen those. In the description below, I'm going to have his email, so you can email him if you just want to inquire about something that's wrong with your car. Like if you need brakes changed or if you have just check engine light codes, he can help you fix it. Once you get these two screws out right here, you're able to take the caliper off. After you take this clip off right here, let me show you how to clip.
Anti-rattle clip.
Anti-rattle clip right here. You gotta use a screwdriver now. Get the anti-rattle clip off. You gotta get this part from locked in there. So you go like that and it snaps over.
Where's the car?
This anti-rattle clip right here is kind of tricky, but all you have to do is stick it in there. You kind of push back, and it's almost like a push back and pull around kind of thing. Right here. And then it comes off. Anti-rattle clip.
Alright, that wire that's going through what you call a brake wear sensor.
Now I want to take this caliper off, and I want to get these brake pads off and put it right here.
That's gonna be the first day?
Oh, look at, there's no more. Make sure you change your brakes. And I'm about to put the new one on. And what you do is, you see how I got a clip back here? You put it, I'm gonna take this clip off though, because this is destroyed. All right, see the clip on the back of the brake pad? You want to get that in that hole. It snaps in. All you gotta do is push it in. I got it in. All right, now I'm gonna connect this connector. I'm gonna connect that after I put the other one in. And I'm about to take this other part off. Pad. It came out. This one is as worn as the other one. See, flat as a pancake. Brake pad shouldn't be that low. This part go in there. Snaps in there. Make sure I don't forget to connect this back. Put this back. Got my uncle right here supervising me because I'm not a mechanic yet, but I'm learning. Alright, so when you putting these back in, on the back side, you gotta really make sure you put them in with your hands first and make sure it's tight enough. With your hands, screw it in with your hands. And really make sure that it's screwed in with your hands, because I already messed up the one over there. I cross-threaded it. Alright, now I'm about to put this bottom one in first. The little rubber part that it go into, it make it feel tight when you initially put it in, but you gotta push it in there real tight. Or it's gonna feel like it's tight, but it ain't really tight. Oh, push the caliper in too, closer to the brake. And then you really be able to get it in there. Alright, once you get in with your hand, you can use this now to really make sure it's in there. You tighten it in right now by hand. That one's in. I'll put this one in. It's up here.
Go ahead and just push it in by hand. You'll feel a hole when it get in there. You got your wire in the way, shot it.
Which one?
We gon' see. I got enemies, got a lot of enemies, got a lot of people trying to drain me out of synergy, trying to take away from it. I'm a kid and pray for you.
Just the top one right here. Putting that back on, using a screwdriver to get them back in their position to lock in. Watch your fingers when you're doing it. Don't forget to put these back on the little screws in the back.
You got this in the back of drawing.
Now let's do the rear brake pads. To take the tire off, it's the same as taking off the front tire. Now, The different part about the rear brake pads is that you're going to need a 15mm and 13mm wrench. You use these two together to unscrew the screws that are back there. Alright, so right here, you gotta put the one wrench on this one. This is a 15, and then I got this 13 right here to get this other bolt. And then you turn it upwards and it'll break. I can do it one hand now because I already broke it. And then you start twisting it down, right? Twisting it upwards.
Whatever's wrong with it, you got it. Now you can take care of what you want.
So after you get the top one off, it's time to get the bottom one off.
This the top one that's already off. And now it's time for the bottom one. Put this on there. Make sure it don't move. Yeah, I broke it.
I'm using one to hold it down, and then I'm using the other to twist. Once I unscrew the screw, the caliper comes free. Take note of how I'm using one wrench to hold and then the other to twist off the screw.
It comes off like that, you see it?
At this point, you would use a caliper retractor tool, and it looks like this. But we didn't have that because I got the wrong one when I went to AutoZone. So my uncle, he improvised. So right now we're using a gear puller and pliers to close the piston.
Turn it and screw it. Turn it and screw it. Turn it and screw it.
You have to push this piston in so that you can put the new brake pads in there, because the new brake pads are thicker than the ones that are used. So you need more space to hold them. You see what I mean? So you got to push that back in.
Now that should be in far enough for you to put the brake.
As you can see, I'm pushing the piston in so that when I put the new brake pads on, there will be enough space. Alright, so when you get that piston all the way in, that's how it should look. Alright, so now it's time to take these brakes out. Basically, you just pry on it like that, it snaps out. That's for this other side. Now you can easily take off the old brake pads using your hand or the wrench. After you take those off, you put on the new ones, and they basically just slide in there. Once you put the new rear brake pads in there, you want to put everything you took off, put it right back on the same way you took it off. If you have anything wrong with your car, like the spark plugs, you need to tune up, you need to change the brakes, your transmission went out, you need to get a new transmission put in, your engine goes out, you have check engine codes, my uncle can fix it. Like my first car, the transmission went out. It was a terrible story. I know, very sad. The transmission went out. He changed out the transmission for me. So he took out the one that was broken and he put a new one in there that I had bought. You see what I mean? It would have cost me thousands if I went to someone else, but with him, since he knew how to do it, he gave me a family price.